Behind closed doors, a storm is brewing, one that could shake the very foundations of Labour's promises to veterans. Furious and betrayed, these veterans have launched a battle they refuse to back down from. But this isn't just about broken pledges. It's about systemic neglect, deep-rooted failures, and the disturbing questions they raise about the party's priorities. What shocking new details lie beneath the surface? What does this mean for the future of those who've served our nation? The stakes couldn't be higher for the veterans, for Labour, and for all of us watching. Stay tuned as we unravel the truth behind this explosive story. Here's what you need to know. Subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our video. A storm is brewing, one that could shake the very foundations of Labour's promises to veterans. Furious and betrayed, these veterans have launched a battle they refuse to back down from. But this isn't just about broken pledges. It's about systemic neglect, deep-rooted failures, and disturbing questions about the party's priorities. Today, we're diving deep into this explosive story and what it means for justice, accountability, and the future of those who've served our nation. Let's start with Labour's promises, the ones that inspired hope but now feel like empty rhetoric. Labour pledged to enshrine the Armed Forces Covenant into law, abolish visa fees for non-UK veterans who've served at least 4 years, and improve access to mental health services. Yet, less than a year into their governance, veterans are asking, where are the results? Take the shocking rise in veteran homelessness. Despite Conservative promises to end it by last year, homelessness among veterans increased by 14%, with 500 households affected every 3 months. Labour vowed to tackle this issue. But so far, there's little evidence of meaningful action. And then there's the Veterans ID card debacle. These cards were supposed to simplify access to services and even serve as voter ID during elections. Instead, fewer than 1 in 10 eligible veterans in England and Wales have received theirs since 2019. This failure left many disenfranchised during local elections, a disturbing consequence that raises critical questions about systemic neglect. Employment support has also been slashed under Conservative leadership, halving the number of armed forces champions in job centres from 100 to 50. Labour promised to reverse this trend, but veterans struggling to reintegrate into civilian life are still waiting for tangible changes. How can a government claim to prioritise those who served while failing them on such fundamental fronts? But here's the bigger picture. This isn't just about Labour or even the Conservatives, it's about a pattern of systemic neglect spanning years and governments. Veterans have become political pawns, with parties making grand promises during campaigns only to abandon them once elected. Consider the Armed Forces Covenant, a legal commitment requiring public bodies like councils and schools to support veterans. Yet ministers themselves are exempt from accountability under this law. Labour attempted to amend this loophole while in opposition, but their efforts were blocked by the Conservatives. Now that Labour is in power, will they finally address this glaring failure, or will veterans continue to be sidelined? And let's not forget the broader implications for justice and sovereignty. Non-UK service personnel who risk their lives for Britain are still forced to pay exorbitant visa fees for themselves and their families, a policy both parties have failed to abolish despite widespread public support for change. Now let's turn to another group of veterans who feel betrayed. LGBT service members who suffered under the military's gay ban before it was lifted in 2000. These individuals endured brutal interrogations, dishonorable discharges, and lifelong stigma simply because of their sexual orientation. In opposition, Labour promised reparations and pledged to reconsider the £50 million cap on compensation set by the Conservatives. Yet campaigners now fear Labour won't deliver on these promises either. Craig Jones from Fighting with Pride warns of a wind change within Labour, a shift away from their earlier commitments toward political expediency. This isn't just about money. It's about justice for those who were wronged by institutional discrimination. How can we trust any government that fails its most vulnerable citizens, not once but twice? And what does this say about our values as a society? Let's talk numbers, because these failures aren't just moral. They are financial too. Millions in taxpayer money have been spent on initiatives that fail to deliver meaningful change for veterans. Whether it's botched ID card rollouts or underfunded mental health services, these missteps represent not only wasted resources but also lost opportunities to truly support those who served. And then there's the cost of broken trust. When governments repeatedly fail veterans, whether through delayed compensation schemes or unmet housing pledges, they erode public faith in their ability to govern effectively. If we can't hold our leaders accountable for promises made to those who risked everything for us, what hope do we have for addressing other systemic issues? So where do we go from here? Veterans groups like Help for Heroes are calling for urgent reforms, from faster mental health treatment times to comprehensive reviews of welfare services under Veterans UK. But change requires more than words. It demands action and accountability. Labour has an opportunity here to not only fulfill their promises but also set a new standard for how governments treat those who've served. The question is, will they rise to the occasion, or will history repeat itself? This story isn't just about broken promises. It's about justice, accountability, and the soul of our political system. It raises uncomfortable but necessary questions. Why do our leaders continue failing those who've sacrificed so much? And how can we ensure real change moving forward? We want to hear from you. What do you think about Labour's handling of veterans' affairs? Are their pledges enough? Or just another chapter in a long history of political betrayal? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more investigative commentary on the stories that matter most. Together, let's hold power accountable.